And I always say that meatloaf makes you happy, but if it don't, if you heard it in a love song, it'll probably make you happy. Either way, here's Heard It in a Love Song on KWJB. The Bee.
Time for me to hit on down the line. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Can't be wrong. That I love you, even though it's so. There's a duffel bag of mine, it's time to go. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Can't be wrong. But I don't need no woman tagging along. Always something greener on the other side of that hill. I was born a wrangler and a raptor, and I guess I always will. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. You took a correct handoff on a tower.
Yep, that's right. You heard it in a love song. Well, you know what? When our friend there, Sarah Jane Moore, aimed her gun at President Ford, I'm thinking that was probably less than a love song. Anyway, on September the 5th, 1975, in Sacramento, California, a woman named Lynette Squeaky Frome had also attempted to shoot Ford. Yeah, Frome, a drug-addled Charles Manson cult follower, and Moore, a mentally unstable former FBI informant and accountant who fell into fringe revolutionary politics. Both targeted Ford as a symbol of their hatred for the political establishment. Yeah, you heard that first right here on KWJB. Nobody likes the government. I'm just throwing that out. That's G-U-R-berment. Anyway, spell it out. You're tuned in and turned on to KWJB. The Bee, baby.
Hope Pregnancy Center is adjusting its schedule just like everyone else is doing, so this year's big annual fundraising event will be a virtual, online, and streamed gala on Saturday evening, September the 26th from 7 to 8 p.m. Special entertainment will be Van Zandt County Ray's David Crane, who is a high-energy Christian musician and speaker. To register for this free virtual gala, go online to hope-canton.com/gala or call them at 903-567-6000. That's Hope Pregnancy Center.
95.1 The Bee.
Redneck girl likes to cruise in daddy's pickup truck. Any redneck girl plays her hard when she's down on her luck. Living for Friday afternoon. She's gonna show one old boy that a weekend moon. And I pray that someday I will find me a redneck girl. A redneck girl likes to stay out all night long. She makes sweet rock and roll while she listens to them country songs. She's waiting for that moment of surrender. Her hands are calloused, but her heart is tender. And I pray that someday I will find me a redneck girl. Oh, give me a redneck girl. 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 Redneck girl got her name on the back of her belt. She got a kiss on her lips for her man and no one else. A coyote's howling out on the prairie. First comes love, and then comes marriage. And I pray that someday I will find me a redneck girl. Yeah, give me a redneck girl. Give me a redneck girl. You got to give me a redneck girl. Give me a redneck.
Do you have trees that have needs? Well, you need to be calling J. Parga Tree Service. That's J. Parga Tree Service at 903-275-3251.
Okay, can't
That's
get this fascinating.
903-275-3251.
Chain, chain, chain. 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 Chain, chain of food. For 5 long years, I thought you were my man. But I found
Brookshires' goal is to bring you fresh cut meat daily,
sorry.
low
Which one
price
is he?
produce, quick and easy meal solutions, and exceptional carry-out service. Save by using your thank you
Okay.
card to earn your
I'm not-
points for
I'm not
discounts
hearing
on
you.
fuel and grocery purchases. Brookshires is proud to support our community by giving back to our
I'm not
local
hearing
organizations.
him.
Get in the game and shop your local Brookshires.
I'm hearing.
Go Eagles!
I'm hearing what's on the radio.
Hey, we're Robert.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Hello, hello. Still nothing.
Still nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, you're coming in now.
How about now?
Yeah,
Now.
you're
There I
coming
am.
I hear you.
All right.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
I'm not on. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
I hear now. Yeah,
Are
there's.
you TA? See if we
I got a
can
lot of
hear you.
volume too. I may talk real loud if my.
Oh, do you have a courtroom
I
voice?
can hear y'all.
I have a teacher voice.
Yes, I hear you, TA.
Okay.
Y'all hear me?
I hear y'all.
I got TA.
Do you hear me now?
Yes, I
Can
do.
we turn my ear volume down? A little bit?
You're number one.
Yeah. There
You
it
got me
is.
too hot. You
Yeah.
got me too loud.
I'm good now.
Okay.
When
If
you
y'all
hot,
can hear
you
me,
hot.
I got y'all.
All right, I got a problem. I need to find my phone. Somebody call my phone.
Did you leave it in the truck? It's not ringing in here.
I
So.
told Coaster and today was basically a Friday for me, and when I called him, it was halftime/lunchtime. And I didn't get him, so I texted him, and then he gave me his bullet points.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Did he tell you about what he's doing with his roster Friday night? Every high school kid is suiting up for the varsity game Friday night. Freshman, JV.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Everybody's
Oh,
suiting
is
up
that
for varsity.
that
Grand Sling.
psycho, look over there and there's just Canton Eagles over. I think I need to be cut down a little bit.
Oh, really? And you're number what?
I have no idea.
I think you're number 4.
1, 2. That's I don't know. Yeah, that sound better? Hello.
You
I
sound
guess
good.
I.
You
all
sound
right.
good.
Of course I sound good, Don. I'm marvelous.
Simply marvelous.
Simply marvelous, darling.
Did he find it? I hope he
Right.
did. Didn't.
No, that's the worst feeling in the world. If you need one, okay.
Call John.
Okay.
Did-
What am I calling him for?
Call him. Tell him that the Facebook page on the remote PC is not coming up.
Okay.
What? Where'd you last have your phone? Here?
Yeah, it's been here.
Well, it's around here somewhere.
It is around here somewhere. My phone is not the issue as much as the Facebook page not being where I can get to it.
What do I need to tell him? The Facebook page has no
Yeah, tell him
sound.
to log in. Give me your phone.
Hello. Oh, okay. It's ringing.
What was that? I saw a phone coming. Was that your phone? Oh, that's your phone. Okay.
man, that was too close of a game to lose.
I know. I hate that we lost it. I love the going for it.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was good. I like that.
And I went home and asked Carter, what would you have done? And he said, we would have run it between the tackles, but we would have gone for it too. But he didn't have a Twins package back then.
That's if you listen to the broadcast, I remarked that the heavy is not in there. They're going with their normal offense on this, and it had been the previous two plays when they scored.
And it looked like
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it looked like they were running double twins. And they were supposed to motion, and the sidelines yelling at him to go, but nobody went in motion. So if the slot receiver on the right side had gone in motion, because there was two guys and a safety.
Chanston was lined up on the left, right?
Chanston and Jabraylin were on the left, and whoever the slot receiver on the right was, I don't even remember who it was. It looked like they were
Udinski.
Udinski. So it would have been three receivers over there in that big mess.
Might have changed things.
But I don't think that was a coaching thing. I think that was an execution error. But
it could have been completed. It would have been perfect.
It would have had, and the other
low
thing,
and away. It would have been.
It's hard for a kid to know situational stuff when they're 16.
Yeah.
But somebody should have grabbed Brisboe and said, "Don't be scared to get picked."
Right. It doesn't matter.
I don't know anymore
Good
what
point.
we had.
But he didn't, because he was trying to throw it safe.
I never thought of that.
He was
I
throwing
guess
it
Brittany
safe,
will
and it went
fill
out.
you in on that.
Just throw it.
That was just instinctive. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. And even when the coach tells you that, when you're in the middle of it, it's hard
Your
to
brain
remember
takes
that.
over. He had just overthrown Prox in the third quarter on the same play.
Yep.
On the other end.
And it's and that's one of those things that next year he'll probably know better. I mean, it's literally, that's the thing I was thinking is when he threw it out of bounds, I'm like, you're going to lose by 1 or you're going to lose by 3 if they run it all the way back. It's give your guy a shot. But
If he had thought of that before the play started, maybe he could have made himself do that.
it's
But
hard. That's
when you see
something
that defender close, your brain just takes over. Well, the good thing was we came back from 14 down and could have tied it. We could have tied it. So that was a comeback to me.
we are 1-3, and the people we've lost to are 10-0.
I know.
10-0.
We have played 3 undefeated teams.
and played and played legitimately to where we could have won any of those games.
Yeah. Yep.
And the good thing is, I don't think the kids are going to get down now and think that it's done. I mean, they were down
No.
2 scores. They were down a score at halftime. No, 2 scores. They were down 2 scores at halftime and came back and. No, they were down 1 score at halftime. They scored 3-1 in the second half, right?
Right. It was 20-13 at the end of the second quarter.
Okay, so then we went, and I think I even texted this to you. We went strip from Jabraylin, pick, 4th and 1 at the 9, to first and goal at the 7, to 4th and goal at the 3, and didn't get it in.
So I wanted to say in the span of I thought it was 6 or 7 plays, we gave up 2 touchdowns. But it might have been a little bit more than that. The strip from Jabraylin, after that happened, they scored in 2 plays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk Canton and Band together since they had that district executive meeting.
Okay.
You want to do that first, or you want?
Yeah, you can do Van
Yeah,
first.
let's do it first while everybody's
First, okay.
watching and listening.
Hello and welcome to Hump Day Huddle, your #1 source for Van Zant News, Van Zant County football information. I'm David Barber, Van Zant News sports correspondent, joined by T.A. Hale from the Buzz Brothers, the counselor Joel Elliott, engineer Ken, the mayor, and Queen Bee.
Yes,
Sue Ann
here
Everett
tonight.
is with us tonight.
I'm glad to be
What
back.
an honor.
Welcome, one and all. Glad
You're
to
smart,
have you.
TA.
All right, let's get into our conversations about our teams. Let's first of all talk about the Van Vandals and then the Canton Eagles. Well, we have some breaking news involving their district. Earlier today, the district executive committee from their district had a meeting to discuss potential changes in football and volleyball due to coronavirus-related issues that might occur down the road. But it was my understanding after lunch today that the decision was made not to take a vote. And so as we're speaking right now, there are no schedule changes for football and volleyball in the district, and they move on as scheduled.
Sounds like Brownsboro requested that meeting
That's my understanding, yes.
and then didn't get a lot of support at the meeting.
That's the way I read into it, and the fact that they didn't even take a vote.
Yeah, that tells me something.
Would tell you that they just want to move on and keep things going as they are. So hopefully there won't be any interruptions down the road, and they can play their games as scheduled.
Hope not.
So let's talk about the action on the field. I'll just mention about the Van Vandals last week. They returned to Van Memorial Stadium after a couple of tough losses on the road, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the Vandals really played well all 4 quarters the other night, especially defensively, defeating Pittsburgh by a final score of 35-2 at Vans Memorial Stadium. Great night for the defense. They allowed Pittsburgh only 8 first downs and 103 total yards for the entire game, including 21 yards rushing. And in talking to Coach Moffitt before the Pittsburgh game last week, he said one thing they wanted to really stress defensively was to control that run game for Pittsburgh. And obviously with the final numbers, they did just that.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Offensively, the Vandals had another good night passing from Jackson Rainey. I tell you, ever since that very forgettable second quarter over at Lindale, this young man has really turned it on the last 6 quarters of football. The other night he had 235 yards passing on 14 completions out of 24 attempts, threw 4 touchdown passes Friday night against Pittsburgh.
Impressive.
And Javante Thomas was the main recipient of those passes. He had 7 receptions for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the encouraging thing from the receiving end for the Vandals, as they saw in the second half against Lindale, they're getting contributions from other receivers as well. Luka Kochev had 3 receptions for 57 yards and a touchdown. Braden Bradshaw, 3 receptions, 61 yards and a touchdown. So it's not just Javante in the passing game on the receiving end right now. They're spreading around pretty good.
He's going to draw a lot of double coverage. As the season rolls on, more films out there, he's going to get a lot of attention from the defense. And so opportunities are going to be there for the other receivers as well.
He's gotten off to a great start this season individually. He's had 2 games where he's had a passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. He's done that in 2 games already this season. Well, Friday night they had him involved in the punt return game. So I told Coach Moffitt Monday on the phone, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that before this season is over, we're going to talk about Javante pulling off the trifecta +1. I think he's going to have a game somewhere down the road where it's a touchdown receiving, a touchdown passing, a touchdown rushing, and a touchdown by way of punt return.
He can do it all.
He will then be better than Al Bundy.
You know, Al Bundy gets more airtime on this show.
Yeah, right, and that would be an achievement. He does everything. I wouldn't be surprised if he was over there like wrapping someone's ankle if they got hurt.
He's trainer.
Running the clock, maybe if they needed that.
Well, we hadn't got to district play yet. Who knows?
He does everything.
That's right. But great night for the Vandals. But that schedule just does not get any easier. Let me go back to the Pittsburgh game and mention one other play in the game. Mm-hmm. Our friend K.D. Erskine.
Oh yeah, K.D.
Known as the main man in the bull formation, the short yardage and goal line formation.
Yeah.
He came in on a 2-point conversion the other night. Pittsburgh had jumped off sides 2 consecutive times on the extra point. So they moved the ball down, and so Coach Moffitt called for the bull formation. Here comes KD, and his only carry of the game. He gets the ball. He is met by one defender head on right at the line of scrimmage. He bounces off that guy, reverses, and then bumps head on into another guy right at the goal line and carries him into the end zone with him. KD was remarkable on that run.
Of all the defensive ends in our district, he's the best ball carrier by far.
Well, he has a high percentage of touchdowns per carries.
He only scores when he gets it. That's all. When they hand it to him, that's all.
That's right. It's either a first down or a touchdown.
I love it. What a good kid.
But he's doing a great job. And but now the Vandals move ahead, and they have their longest road trip of the season.
Are they 2-2 now?
2 wins and 2 losses.
Okay.
2 more non-district games left. They have a long road trip to play a quality opponent. The Center Rough Riders are currently ranked number 10 in the state, 3-1. They have won 3 in a row after losing opening night to Tatum 63-62, by the way, on opening night.
Like a six-man score.
Yes, and then they've come back and defeated Gladewater, they've defeated Jefferson, and they've defeated Chapel Hill in very convincing manner, especially the Chapel Hill and the Jefferson games. So they're rolling right now. Outstanding running back, Coach Moffitt said, but their quarterback and receivers are very dangerous as well. Obviously posting a lot of points, and until last week, giving up a few points. But they held a very highly regarded Chapel Hill offense to 14 points last week. So it was very good overall performance for Center. And this is, when I say long road trip, I'm going to tell you this, that by the time I get to the game,
sister.
By the time I get to the game, I'll be 19 miles from the Louisiana border.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
I didn't know it was that far.
That's Shelby County. Also in that county is the team that I'm sure people from Edgewood love to watch Grand Saline play because we never beat them, Groveton.
Groveton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Centers, I believe it's their running back, is a Horace. And anybody who watched Grand Saline lose to Groveton knew, other than Rodney Thomas, all of their great running backs were named Horace. Somehow the Horace family let one of their kids get away and go over to Center, and now he's one of their studs over there. I was reading that on either Rivals or Friday Night Lights or one of those where they were talking about a kid from Center being named Horace, and it was one of the escapees from Groveton.
They shouldn't have let him escape. Now he's over there in Center now.
So the Vandals.
I thought Joel was going to say, when he said 19 miles, or when he said he was up there, I thought he was going to say, I've got a lot of clients over there. I didn't know where he was going with that.
No. Not yet.
Yeah, but the Vandals have a great challenge Friday night going to Center and against the Rough Riders. And I thought I've been to just about every stadium there is around these parts, but I've never been to Center. So this will be a whole new experience.
Game number?
Let's see. We're up to 436 this Friday night in a row.
Wow. That's a record that will never be touched. It'll never be touched.
Well, I don't know. You guys are piling up the numbers with your broadcast on Friday nights.
You know, yours are consecutive,
okay.
David. That's untouchable. Just keep that going.
Okay.
Keep stretching it out.
But speaking of teams in our district, how about those Canton Eagles? One exciting game they had against a team that they didn't know they were going to even be playing until Wednesday last week. So fill us in on that information. Okay.
Well, Joel and I were both there. And just to kind of recap for the listeners, that was a game that we didn't know about. Maybank canceled with Canton on Wednesday, and immediately they rescheduled a game with Van Alstyne the same day, I do believe, who they beat handily, just for what that's worth. And so Coach Hubble was able. Coach Hubble was able to scramble around, get a game against Sanger. If I'm not mistaken, Coach Hubble had a relationship with the Sanger coach from the district that he came from in Breckenridge, and so they had gotten canceled as well, and so it worked out great. Sanger 4-0 now. They were 3-0. Played in Forney at Citibank Stadium. It's a beautiful field, and it was a beautiful night, and two teams that were really well matched, I thought. Although Canton came in at 1-2 and Sanger was 3-0, it was still a really well-matched game.
I know I'm putting you on the spot again. I know at one time that stadium in Forney was the only high school football stadium in the state that had a corporate sponsor. I was wondering if that was still the case.
I guess so. I've never heard of another.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
But it's still there. I mean, it's still it's both. I guess both Forney teams, Forney North and Forney.
Yes.
It's their stadium. So I mean, it's and it's legit.
It is.
It is
yes,
nice.
It is very nice.
It is very nice. So it was. Yes, the press box was really, really upscale, and we had trouble at first, but Ken saved the day again. Got the broadcast going again. And no, you did. Okay, yeah, well, Junior, yeah, okay. So anyway, we got the live stream underway at some point late in the first half, but it was a game of two halves. The game started off 7-7, and one of those touchdowns was a botched snap on a punt that Canton was able to pick up and return for a touchdown. So right off the bat, it was 7-7, Halftime, the score was, I do believe, 20-13. And in the first half, it was offensively, it was all Sanger. They ran the ball well. I want to say that they had something like 240 yards of offense in the first half. And then in the second half, something like 100 yards. Canton figured things out defensively, and they had a lot of production in the second half on offense. As Joel and I were talking about earlier, really I don't know if it's the difference in the game, but a critical 10-minute period, Canton had 2 turnovers that subsequently turned into touchdowns within about 7 or 8 plays. So they gave up 14 points that were on turnovers in a short span, and other than that, that was the difference in the game. The turnover margin was 2-3. Canton had 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, and Sanger had an interception and a fumble. So that was close, but that ended up being the big difference in the game. The thing I thought was very encouraging was that Canton, they were behind again, and they were put in a position where they had to fight back, and they did. And I want to say it was a 14-point deficit in the third quarter. They scored at the very end of the third quarter to make it 27-20, and then held on defense, scored again with 1 minute and 8 seconds left, and opted not to kick the extra point. And as they scored, I noticed that the kicking team was not running out. I could tell right away there was some thought of going for it, and Coach Hubble called timeout, called the team over, and it became obvious that they were discussing going for it. And then when the offense ran back on the field, the crowd loved it. I was excited, and they lined up. Did not get it, as you know. The score was 27-26, but just the comeback itself, I think, did enough for the kids' psyche and confidence. It did what it needed to, and the fact that Coach Hubble put them back out there with confidence to go ahead and go for the win, I felt like it sent a message not only to the kids that he believes in them, but kind of to everyone else that this is how we do things aggressively. We're going to go for it, and I really like what he did. Even though the result was not what you wanted, I feel like it had its effect. And so just some stats here. Chris Cade, who we have nicknamed CC Ryder, that nickname has really stuck. The CC Ryder. I call it CC Ryder mania right now. It's going so crazy. Right. He was held in check in the first half, and it's funny, we call it held in check. When Chris doesn't run for 200 yards, we think, what a quiet evening. You can't hold CC Ryder. But he ended up with 149 yards on 21 carries, 1 touchdown. Brisboe, he was 14 of 27, 135 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and then receiving, another great night for Chanston Prox. The more they put the ball in his hands, the more he proves he can be trusted. He's a playmaker. Jabrylin Pickens caught 5 balls for 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Prox had 5 receptions for 41 yards. John Anderson 1 for 13. Braden Hawkins 1 catch for 11 yards. Chris Cade caught 2 balls for 7 yards. So those are some stats. I wanted to mention something else. The Bob's collision of the week went to none other than the counselor's son, Jacob Elliott.
All right.
On a big-time third down sack, and he basically just manhandled the quarterback. That he could not be avoided, and he just grabbed him and slammed him down, and that was the Bob's collision of the week, Jacob Elliott.
Chip off the old block.
He is. We talked about how the counselor probably got him in the backyard, showed him some technique back there, and it all paid off right then.
One of my old teammates was there, and he said, I remember you getting hit like that, not being the one hitting like that. So
it's the life of a quarterback, you know.
It is.
That's all.
Good to have friends like that.
Exactly.
The total yards were pretty even. First down, Sanger had 17, Canton 18. Let's see, total yards. Let's see if Miss Tanya's got it here. It was something like 350 apiece. Very, very close. And so the thing that the Eagles had some trouble with, I'll have to say, their running back Tyler Wellborn number 5. He had 33 rushes for 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. He went about 230, and he could run. And he was a load to bring down. And so he did a lot of damage on offense. But proud of the Canton Eagles. Anything else about that game, Joel?
And I'll just jump in briefly. One, there's a guy named Matt Diggs who writes for Rivals.com who showed up at our game because there's no 5 and 6A games going.
Right.
And he basically did a Twitter follow, and he even put a little video clip of the Canton band on there. He was impressed with the halftime.
Sure.
And he's friends with one of the guys that went with me that I've known for years. I invited him to come back to a Canton game. Maybe he can come out here and see us. The other thing I was going to say is when you said that there was 2 touchdowns scored almost immediately, one of those I think was at the very end of the first half. They got a turnover, I believe, or whatever, right at the very end, and they scored with like a minute and a half
yes.
left. We came back out. We get the ball first, and was it the second play that it was when Jabraylin they stripped the ball out of his hands? It
within
was,
2 or 3 plays.
Yeah, so literally within just
back-to-back possessions.
Yeah, back-to-back possessions. So we come out for the second half, strip from Jabraylin, interception, and then we had an opportunity with 5 downs, at least 5. I know it was 4th
yes.
and 1 from the 9.
And it was a long drive that got us down there.
Yes, so it's 4th and 1 from the 9. We get a first down, and I think it was 1st and goal from the 7. It ended up 4th and goal from the 3, and we still didn't get it in.
Yes.
And at that point in time, and anybody who's watched Canton objectively, that's usually when Canton goes,
mm-hmm.
and they didn't. They just kept on plugging, and it was a loss, and I never think much good comes from a loss, but I do think now that they've kind of gotten it in their head. We're down by 2 scores. It's not over.
That's right.
We're still playing ball.
You're learning that right now. After the 4th down stop where Canton did not get in, I think that was the Cam Shaw interception. After that, got Canton the ball back, got him in position, and then they did score. Mm-hmm. So off the takeaway by Cam Shaw, they get the ball in. And you're right, Joel. They're just learning that when we're down, it's not over. And they're not quitting. Mm-hmm. And, man, you can see Coach Hubble has got these kids playing hard and believing.
And everybody that was in the stands, it's always easy to second guess on the 2-point conversion versus 1. If we'd have gotten it, everybody would have thought he was the best thing that's ever shown up in Canton. So I think the fact that he trusted the kids enough to give them an opportunity, because when he brought them all over the sideline, they weren't saying, "No, coach, let's just kick an extra point."
They want to do it.
My God, let's go get it. So I give the staff credit for giving the kids an opportunity to go in and try to get the win right there at the end.
Me too.
And
so now Ferris. Ferris Yellow Jackets. They were a district foe a couple of years ago, I think. And Ferris is 2-2. They have played 2 undefeated teams in Maypearl and Quinlan Ford. So their win-loss record by opponent is 9-5. And I didn't add up Canton's, but anyway, Canton has played 3 undefeated teams. And so you got a couple of teams here that have played some good teams. Canton's 1-3. I think we're the best 1-3 team around.
Our opponents are 11-1. Lamar's played twice and they've won 1 and lost. Maybe
right.
Is it 1-1 and lost 1?
I think so, or 2 at the most.
Yeah.
So Ferris, they don't throw the ball much. They don't have a lot of yards per game, 215 yards per game. Only throw it on average 6 times a game. Running it 180 yards per game on average. Points for and against. Ferris is averaging 59 points a game, or a total of 59 points. Canton has scored 152. Points against, Ferris has allowed 79. Canton's allowed 133. So there's a lot more scoring involved in the games that Canton is playing in. This should be a good matchup. Canton really needs to get a win. It's their homecoming.
Yeah.
And they're playing a Ferris Yellow Jackets team that I feel like they are beatable. And so it's time to come out and get that done on your home field on homecoming, and kind of get yourself going as we get closer and closer to district. I'm not aware of any changes to the COVID regulations as far as homecoming goes. Those ceremonies will probably start somewhere between 6:45 and 7.
One change that happened had nothing to do with COVID was the weather.
Oh, yeah.
The homecoming parade, which was supposed to be Monday night, is now going to be Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So
Okay.
those of you listening to the 5 o'clock replay of this show, you can listen to us and watch the parade
That's
at
right.
the same time.
And you'll be hearing it right now while you're watching.
It's
That's right.
yeah, it's the best of both worlds. So Canton homecoming, going to be a great time. Normally we have on the Buzz Brothers broadcast. Normally we have a fashion correspondent on hand to evaluate the design of the dresses and so forth. But mainly we critique the dads. We look at the dads. They can't get it right sometimes. They'll wear maybe like a clip-on tie or something like that. That points off on that. Maybe some of them are wearing like the wrong colored shoes or the wrong belt or whatever. But we identify how the dads are doing out there on the dressing and all that kind of stuff. So
I tell you what, TA, as long as I've known you and the rest of the Buzz Brothers, you guys and fashion correspondents, I'm sorry, I just don't see that going together.
that's why we have to bring one in.
That's you're bringing one in. Okay, well, there you go.
Well, I'll be there in the B car, the KWJB car.
right.
You'll see it. It's
Okay.
yellow.
It's all taken care of.
That's
now, before
right.
the mayor gives us some information about some sponsors, why don't you go over your broadcast schedule for Friday night?
Okay. Pending the homecoming ceremony, we're on air at 7. If that runs a little over, we'll delay just a little bit. Kickoff at 7:30, and we will be at full strength for the first time this year. We will have Oofy, TZ, S Squared, and the Buzz Sister Tanya all there at one time.
Okay.
So yeah,
Fully staffed.
Looking forward to it.
That's great.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Let's take our first break. And Queen Bee, I know you have some Friday night broadcast sponsors that you want to recognize.
I do. These are our Platinum Season sponsors. We have the Silver Spur Resort. Of course, that's where we are tonight. And they have a wedding venue, a KOA campground, Q and Brew restaurant, which we're sitting in right now, escape room, and more. Look on the web at silverspurresort.com. The Silver Spur Resort is located on 35 acres, just minutes from First Monday Trade Days. Durham's Roost, that's the resort's bed and breakfast, is now open from Thursday to Monday to host vendors and guests of the trade days. We have Wills Point Ford and Wills Point Chevrolet. They're the only locally car dealership servicing Van Zandt County and beyond for over 30 years. Whether you're looking for a new Ford or Chevy, Wills Point Ford and Wills Point Chevrolet invite you to come do business with their family. You can find them on the web at willspointford.com and willspointchevrolet.com. Then we have First State Bank Van Wheeler, a true Texas community bank owned and operated since 1911. Their mission is to always provide superior service because that's their home, and home is where they want to make a difference. Find them on the web at fsbbenwheeler.com. And then Brookshire's. We've got Brookshire's all over the county. There's Grand Saline, Van, Wills Point, and Canton. For quality, convenience, and service, visit your local Brookshire's. Low-price produce, hand-cut meat, and easy meal solutions. That's translated as they've already got something cooked for you. Check out their online shopping, curbside pickup, and drive-through prescription services are just some of the great services they offer their customers every day. Then there's all-around AC, heating, and refrigeration. Family-owned with a satisfaction guarantee and flat rate pricing. We'll get that in a minute. All Around AC has a reputation for integrity unmatched in East Texas. allaroundac.com. Then we have game day sponsors. This is a new one this week, the Collision of the Week. And you were talking about that wonderful tackle that the counselor's son did where he just took down a quarterback. It's always good to see the other quarterback taken down.
It was more than a fender bender. It required some serious body work. And they can do it for you. Two locations.
I can relate. The Collision of the Week is brought to you by Bob's Collision Center. And from those fender benders to any paint and body repair on your truck or your car or truck needs, see the friends at Bob's Collision Center. Give them a call at 903-567-1148 or stop by at 28076 State Highway and 64 in Canton, and that's on Highway 64 between Myrtle Springs and Canton, or at 813 West Mason Street in Maybank. That's Bob's Collision Center. First Downs are brought to you by Gary's Car Wash. And Gary always says, don't drive around in a dirty car. Clean up your act at Gary's between the Veterans Memorial and the fire station at 1300 Trade Day Boulevard. Tell Gary thanks for sponsoring high school football on the B, and for that perfect gift, stop by the registry next to Ace Hardware in Canton. Timeouts are sponsored by Elliott Law Firm. Joe Elliott at the Elliott Law Firm in Canton provides everything from family to criminal law to personal injury and everything in between. Joel works to protect the best interest of his clients with ethics, courtesy, and caring personal attention. Find him online at ElliottLawFirmPC.com. First quarter sponsor is Hall Chevrolet Buick GMC. Go by and see Monty Hall for your best deal on cars, SUVs, and work trucks at Hall Chevrolet Buick GMC in Canton, just west of the square. HallBuickGMC.com. Second quarter is Slide and Bounce, full service, family owned inflatable and party rental company serving East Texas. From inflatable bounce houses to water slides, Slide and Bounce has it all. See them online at snbrentals.com. Third quarter is Elevate Student Success in Canton. Elevate Student Success offers homework help for 1st through 12th grades 2 nights a week with specialized services for students with dyslexia, ADHD, and processing problems. Find them at elevatestudentsuccess.com or call them at 1-800-867-7602. And they're right across the street from Canton Elementary School at 1164 South Buffalo in Canton. And last but not least, fourth quarter sponsor is Hall Chevrolet Buick GMC again. Go by and see Monty Hall again for your best deal on cars, SUV, and work trucks. Truck. I'm thinking Trick or Truck is coming up, right? At Hall Chevrolet Buick GMC in Canton, just west of the square.
I thought it was Trunk or Treat.
Trunk or Treat? Well, Truck or Treat, Trick or Truck, whatever. Take your kid out and let him get high on candy, then let him spend the night with grandma.
All right. Let's recognize some more sponsors. We're brought to you also by City National Bank. 3 locations in Van Zandt County: Wills Point, Grants Lean, and Canton. Wills Point is 903-873-4157. Grants Lean is 903-962-7588. Canton is 903-567-9100. We're also brought to you by Ramsey's Roadhouse, Angus Burgers, Steaks, Specialty Hot Wings, 903-560-8214, located at 505 North 4th Street in Wills Point. We're brought to you by Spitzer Home Cleaning Services, Jessica Spitzer, 903-275-6694. We're brought to you by Robertson Electric, commercial and residential air conditioning and heating service, free estimates. 2 locations: Wills Point, 903-873-2461, Terrell, 972-563-5254. We're brought to you by Express Tire and Wheels, new and used tires, custom wheels, and flat repairs, 903-873-8856, located at 732 Houston Street in Wills Point. We're also brought to you by the Rick John State Farm Insurance Agency at 100 North 4th Street in Wills Point, 903-873-2858, Auto, Home, Life, and Health. We're brought to you by Van Zandt Farm and Ranch at 118 East Main Street in Van, 903-963-3651. They have feed for horses, dogs, cattle, chicken, wild bird, pig, fish. They also have gardening items, seeds and fertilizers, organic feeds available. And we're brought to you by Austin Bank, member FDIC, with locations in Van and Grants Lean. I'm David Barber, Van Zandt News sports correspondent, joined by T.A. Hale from the Buzz Brothers, the counselor Joel Elliott, engineer Ken, and the mayor and Queen Bee, Lou Ann Everett.
You bet, and I think we're supposed to be giving away something.
We're ready to have some door prizes, all right?
All righty.
I'll turn it over to you.
All righty, okay, I'm going to stir them up really, really good. Now, stir them good or stir them well? I'll just dump them out and pick one up. Okay, here we go.
Hold up. Let's talk about it. Joel, let me see your headset.
What are you giving away, Junior?
TA's foot's in the way.
Thank you, TA, for moving your foot, for it smells a lot like an athlete's foot, which is not a good thing. So tonight, for the first part, we are giving away, as my mom would say, an RTIC water bottle. Apparently she can spell, but cannot read phonetically.
Okay.
You get what she's saying anyway. Go ahead.
All right, the winner of the Arctic bottle, and it's really neat. It's got a little
It's an
hand area.
RTIC bottle, not an Arctic bottle. Sorry, go ahead. I'll just hush.
Yes, you need to.
It won't take long.
Sandra Kitzmiller. Are you here, Sandra?
Sandra Kitzmiller has won an Arctic bottle that is missing an A. Apparently the people at Arctic can't spell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
RTIC.
And this is given by First State Bank of Ben Wheeler. This is neat. It's got a little pop top on it, and you can drink a lot, put a lot of coffee in there.
And you can give her the box and everything.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Uh-huh.
Go right over here, next to her.
He's going to get some pictures. Oh, well, yes, you're going to, well, this is worth getting a picture for. Oh, you look fine.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let me hold this. Let me hold this. And look at that man right there.
While you're taking care of that, we'll remind everyone that if you miss the live taping
there we go
on Tuesday nights, the show can be heard Wednesdays at noon and 5 p.m. But we want to invite everyone to come out here and join us each and every Tuesday night from 6 to 7. And where are we tonight, TA?
We're at the Q and Brew here at the Silver Spur Resort.
In Canton.
In Canton on Highway 19, just south of Canton, about a half mile or so on the right.
All right, what are we going to give away next?
We're going to give away a bird house. Now, let me tell you
Which
something.
one are we? Okay.
We're giving you one of the chicken coops. It was donated by the Van Zant Farm and Ranch.
Now we're talking.
My old boy Rob Driscoll, you tell that fella next time you see him, tell him I was giving away his chicken coops right here on KWJB at the Hump Day Huddle. That's right. Anyway, all right, so we got one. We ain't telling him what we're giving away, but what we done did. Never mind. Go ahead. What's your name?
All right, this is Gracie McCann.
Come on down, Gracie.
McCann, are you here?
Gracie McCann.
There she is.
That's what I'm talking about. She done won the
get your
chicken
coop. These prizes just continue to get better each week.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Oh, we got to have right over here to get your picture.
It's okay.
At the Q and Brew, that's acceptable.
Congratulations. Anything else tonight?
And that was brought to you by the Van Zant Farm and
Ranch.
In Van, Texas.
Van, Texas.
Hey, not only that, but let's check this out. I gotta see which camera we're on.
This one's gonna go. This one's gonna go next week.
See this? Do y'all see this? That is a deluxe chicken coop. Well, it's a deluxe bird feeder, not a squirrel feeder. Squirrels all go boom. You want to win this? We will see you next week.
Next week.
Unless you want to just, you're like, I like
That's a
that so much,
tease.
I just want to go buy one. And then you got to go to the Van Zant
Farm and Ranch in Van.
Next Tuesday.
And tell Rob, hey man, I need one of them things I've seen on there, right?
Next Tuesday night from 6 to 7. They need to be here.
They wins?
From 6 to 7.
That's right.
Next Tuesday night.
Next Tuesday night. I like it.
That's right.
I'm going to shut up now.
Okay.
All right.
Now hold the applause. Hold the applause. I can shut up now. Hold the applause.
Give him everything he deserves, folks.
Thank you, Junior.
All right. Let's move on. We had two other teams in Van Zant County that won Friday night. The Edgewood Bulldogs and the Fruitvale Bobcats posted victories Friday night. Let's talk about the Edgewood Bulldogs and their homecoming victory last Friday night.
and a convincing one it was there at IT James Stadium. They took on one of their former district foes, the Lone Oak Buffaloes, and they delivered a blow. It was 41-6. As I understand, with a running clock in the second half, my sources tell me that score could have been 70-6 if they wanted to. So the Bulldogs stringed together 2 wins in a row. If you remember last week, that 4-overtime thriller against Redwater, and they were able to kind of parlay that into another win, homecoming nonetheless. And so if you look at how their season started, they took 2 pretty good beatings to start off. They took a tough loss to Commerce, tough loss to Rains, both good teams. As a matter of fact, both teams undefeated still, I do believe. So we talked about them being a young team and that there would likely be improvement as the season has gone on. Sure enough, that appears to be coming to fruition. The young guys, there's a lot of excitement around the program. I'm understanding that there's still some turnovers and penalties and mistakes and things that need to be cleaned up, but there's room for improvement there. That's indicative of a young team, and that stuff will get cleaned up as they head into district. My correspondent there, who was going to be I'll just go ahead and say who's going to be a guest on the show tonight, Eric James of Edgewood Bulldog Radio. He's the authority on Edgewood Bulldog sports, not just football. And we will have him back before the year's over. He will be in, but he was nice enough to send some notes here. He said that he really feels like that team, the Edgewood Bulldogs, have got a chance to win the district this year, a legitimate chance, and that's with Palmer in that district. Palmer being that their preseason expected to win that one. A lot of this is around the sophomore quarterback that we've talked about, Hayden Wilcoxon. He's a tough competitor from what they say, really runs the ball well, runs it hard, and I quote, they said he runs the ball like his hair's on fire. So that tells me he runs the ball hard. I feel like he's really got a chance to be the real deal, just a sophomore. Taylor Turner starting to take over that role at running back. We had talked about earlier in the season who's going to be the heir apparent to Carter Bates and then to Kyle Keltner. And for the first couple of weeks, we're not sure about that. I'm understanding Taylor Turner is starting to become a beast at that position. Nate Sims also doing a good job at the running back spot. According to Eric, the defensive line really just dominated the Buffaloes the entire game, and just really they could absolutely get no offense going. I believe, and I don't have the notes here in front of me here, but the 6 points that Lone Oak did score, it was maybe either in garbage time or maybe that was a turnover of some kind. I'm not sure. Couldn't get any offense going. Hudson Tyner starting to do good things at the wide receiver spot. He's a big kid, playmaker. He's starting to catch balls. Eric said he made a couple of great catches in tough spots and triple coverage even. So Tyner starting to do a good job. I did not know this, but the Bulldogs have not won or have not gotten past the second round of the playoffs since 1946.
Wow.
That shocks me. I did not know that. And they've had some good runs here even recently, but they haven't. So Eric feels like this could be a year where they have a chance to do just that. So we shall see. Guys, I didn't realize it until driving over here. I thought, this is week 5. We're at the midway point in the regular season.
Open district.
That's right.
This coming Friday night. So,
that is right.
And they've got Scurry Rosser, I believe, coming to town.
Sure do. Scurry Rosser there. I believe they are. I've got some notes here. I think they might be 2-2. And Paul Cates, another one of my friends over there. Let's see. Scurry is 2-2. Scurry has a couple of good players. He said, I don't know a lot about them, but that game that's at Edgewood, so they open district at home against what looks like a beatable opponent. And so we'll see if this Edgewood Bulldogs team continues on that same trajectory that they've been on. They can build off of these wins that they've had so far. Maybe make it 3 in a row. They are they're projected to win based on the computer models that I always check, David. And these are non-gambling
from Vegas.
Yeah, right. They are projected to win 24-6. So wide margin there over Scurry. Hope that happens. That's at home, IT James Stadium, 7:30 for the Bulldogs, and so we wish them well.
Absolutely. Yep. Well, the Fruitvale Bobcats, we can talk about victory number 1 for the Bobcats.
Good for them.
And proud of their effort the other night. Coach Trent Taylor and the Bobcats had a convincing 56-19 win over the Longview Heat. I understand the Longview Heat is a homeschool program made up of students from the Longview area. And but great job by the Bobcats. They took control of this game early and never looked back. They finished the game with 284 yards rushing, led by Jeremiah Corley, who had 90 yards rushing on 12 carries. Fruitvale also had 107 yards passing. They had 4 different players throw a pass the other night. I'm sorry, they had 4 different players catch a pass the other night. And really just a good overall team effort. You hold a team in 6-man ball to 19 points. That says your defense did a pretty good job as well. So this looked like a very convincing victory for the Bobcats, and it was good to see them get in the win column for the first time this season. They will be back at home, again, continuing that long homestand at the start of the season. They have Willow Bend coming to town. And personally, I know nothing about Willow Bend.
Did we play them last year?
I played them last year, okay.
I don't know.
I don't
know.
remember that. But I do know that the opponent the following week, the Tyler Heat, they were their homecoming opponent last year. They're going to be their homecoming opponent this year.
That tells you something.
Well, so that we'll talk more about the Tyler Heat later on. But congratulations to Fruitvale and Coach Trent Taylor and his staff and players. And go for 2 in a row this week.
Absolutely.
Against Willow Bend.
Don't stop now.
That's right. All right, well, let's head into another break. We want to recognize some more of our sponsors, and we want to say thank you very much to Wills Point Chevrolet at 903-873-2561, located at 660 Houston Street in Wills Point. We are also brought to you by Legacy Ag Credit, financing your legacy, financing for rural land, country homes, operating capital, farms and ranches, livestock and equipment, 903-567-2251. We're brought to you by Exit Realty Pro at 1445 South Buffalo in Canton, 903-567-7777. We're brought to you by Higginbotham Brothers at 221 Texas Highway 243 in Canton, 903-567-4077, your Ace Hardware dealer in Canton. We're brought to you by Wills Point Ford. What matters to you matters to us. 618 Houston Street in Wills Point, 903-873-2511. We're brought to you by M Squared Management, property management and rentals at 1435 South Buffalo Street in Canton, 903-502-0202. We're brought to you by Taylor Automotive at 27928 Highway 64 in Canton, 903-567-3948. And we're brought to you by Legacy Dental Group, family dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, oral surgery, orthodontics, sedation dentistry, located at 240 East Highway 243 in Canton, 903-508-2923. I'm David Barber with Van Zandt News Sports Correspondent, joined by T.A. Hale from the Buzz Brothers, the counselor Joel Elliott, Engineer Ken, the mayor in Queen Bee, Lou Ann Everett. At this point, Engineer Ken, do we need to proceed and talk about a couple more of our teams?
Talk about your teams, we'll end it up with a drawing.
Okay. We have 2 more teams that we want to talk about, and that is the Grand Saline Indians as well as the Wills Point Tigers. Joel, you want to fill us in on the Indians? I know they had an off week this past Friday night, and we need to let people know that we received word this afternoon that Grand Saline's varsity roster will be made up of every high school football player this Friday night. Freshmen, JV, and varsity all forming one team to compete in their district opener at home against Winona.
Will they still play sub-varsity games, or do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
All I heard was this week it's all varsity.
And I'll say this. The last 2 games, they've suited up 19 kids per game. This will be a welcome sight for Indian fans.
Yes.
Coach Drennan earlier today, didn't get a chance to talk to him personally, but he and I texted back and forth. He says that Winona, from the film, looks like they're really fast. He said they've watching the films progressively, I guess like everybody else. They're obviously getting better every week. He says that they've got a really good receiver and a running back that can score pretty much anywhere on the field. He said they're going to have to play extremely well. Said that the week off was really good for them, that they've made progress, fixed some of the problems that they've had. He thinks that the kids have prepared and that they're as ready as they're going to be, and he thinks they're really focused and ready to go. And I'll tell you, I've gotten to where when I talk to Coach Drennan, we talk about the game, and then we just talk about football. And talking to him, I love just talking football to him. And I'll tell you, if everybody in Grand Saline is patient, because I'm from Grand Saline and I know this, they're not patient there. They want wins right now. And I'll tell you, Coach Drennan is in the process of working through this. And I've got a feeling and a belief that, and he and I, and I've also talked to Michael Lewis, who's the superintendent over there, there's kids walking the hall that should be playing ball.
That's what I've heard.
And when you have that, it's deflating as a coach, and you know that you got to bring your younger kids up, and bringing the sub-varsity kids up to play this Friday night, that may be something that will get them in there and kind of get them energized to get their friends to come in and say, you know what, we're going to be a part of this rebuilding program. So,
and it makes you wonder if you might get some of those kids who are walking the halls this year to come on out next year.
Right.
Winona, fill me in on this if you have their results of their games. I think they've been a little bit of an underachiever this year. I think a lot was expected from Winona. I know one game in particular, they lost, I believe it was to Lone Oak, 2-0.
I did see that. I thought maybe that was like the
COVID score.
yeah.
I thought the same thing, but no.
2-0. But they actually played that game, and that was the actual final score.
My goodness.
They lost by 5 to Frankston the second week. Now they got killed by Elysian Fields, but that was supposed to happen. And then I'm not sure if they played last week or not, but it says nothing to Alto.
They did not play Alto. Alto had coronavirus issues.
Okay.
And I don't think they scheduled another opponent. So both of these teams are coming off weeks.
Off and off weeks. So.
One was scheduled. The other was not scheduled.
Was forced.
Yes.
Well, my computer models, for what it's worth, show Grand Saline favored by 8 in that one. And that's home. That's at Grand Saline.
And what a great time to get your first win of the season.
It would be. Sure would. Hope that happens for Coach Drennan.
Yeah, I do too. And I do believe, he was at Mineola, had some success there.
Oh, yeah.
One state. He had some success there and left. And talking to him, he couldn't wait to get back to East Texas and get back in here and get the groove going. So I'm hoping that the kids buy in and the kids that should be playing get to playing because, Grand Saline has a tradition. It's just, it's just kind of buried down for the last little bit.
But it has resurged just a little bit. And what Coach Ridge started, I believe you got the man there who he has the skin on the wall.
Exactly.
He can rebuild that thing.
Exactly. And my wife just saw me. She asked if I forgot about the lasagna. She's sitting here watching me eat the pepper. So, Kid needs to fix
it's okay.
You may move on to Wills Point.
Sure.
I did talk to Coach Pointer. Talked to him Sunday night. Last week against Athens, he said it was a 60-21 loss, but he said it was the best game that his kids had played so far. And everybody's progressing and gaining. But he said that was the best effort, the best execution. He said it kind of got off to a bad start. There was a scoop and score. I think it was on the first, maybe on the kickoff. He said, but other than that, they had, I believe it was 326 total yards offense. He said that may be more offense than they've had all year before that game started. And he said, at least from execution point, they were playing better and executing better. And like we talked about every week, it's easy to put your defense in. It's harder to put that offense in. So apparently things are starting to click there. And then this week they play Paris North Lamar. And Nothing against Paris. I think Wills Point's going to take this one. I really do. And he said that they're going to be prepared, talking about North Lamar. He said Coach Crowell, who is the coach there, was used to be at Midlothian Heritage when he was at Sanger, and they coached against each other with those two schools. He said, so, they have some experience with each other. He said they get down the field pretty quick. He said that, he thinks his kids there's no new injuries. He thinks the kids are going to be revved up and ready to go. And again, we watched North Lamar up close and personal. I think Wills Point takes this one. I think it'll be a good night for a win for them too.
What's the Vegas line on this one?
Well, Wills Point is favored at home, 6-3, the predicted score, but Wills Point favored nonetheless. When you look at what they did against Athens, you see what Athens has been doing to teams.
Yes.
Athens is really strong this year. And so for them to score 3 touchdowns and put up 340 total yards, something good happened in that game.
Happening.
Right, and so you apply that same type of game to Parish North Lamar, that's going to turn into a win most likely.
I can't imagine. I know you don't want the kids to get too lofty of an idea here, but I believe this is Wills Point's week to turn it around, and then I believe they start district the following week. So
I'm not sure on that. I'll have to check their schedule.
Yeah,
we'll check on that before we go off the air. But Wills Point's home this week with Paris North Lamar.
Yes,
correct?
Yes.
Davis Field.
You would like to believe that Wills Point has just gotten off to a tough start, and for whatever reason. Been some tough opponents, just a tough time getting synced up with the system going in, coronavirus, all the above, and you'd like to think that they're going to catch their stride and show a lot more when district gets here.
Wills Point is open next week, and then they will open district play October the 9th at Nevada Community.
Okay.
So we wish the Tigers well this week as they take on Paris North Lamar. Let me recognize one more group of sponsors, and then I believe we're going to do another door prize or two.
We're going to end it up with the door prize.
Okay. Well, let me say thank you to our sponsors, Canton Guns and Ammo, 1190 Trade Days Boulevard in Canton, 903-502-5023. We're brought to you by Hall Chevrolet Buick GMC in Canton, 903-567-4106. We're brought to you by Dean Kubota with 2 locations, Wills Point, 903-873-2451, Forney, 972-552-3151. We're brought to you by City Barbershop, 101 North 4th Street, Wills Point, 903-873-2977. We're brought to you by Southern Serenity Day Spa, 11020 North Commerce Street, Wills Point, 903-873-7133. And we're brought to you by Stone Age, Dennis Chitty, 972-567-5224. His office is located in Garland, Texas. I'm David Barber, Van Zant News sports correspondent, joined by T.A. Hale from the Buzz Brothers, the counselor Joel Elliott, engineer Ken, and the mayor and Queen Bee, Lou Ann Everett, who is preparing for another series of drawings. We are at the Q & Brew restaurant at the Silver Spur Resort in Canton, and we're here every Tuesday night from 6 to 7, so we want to invite you to come join us anytime you can on Tuesday nights. If you miss our live taping on Tuesday night, we are also on the air every Wednesday at noon and 5 p.m. on the B, KWJB. And at this time now, I'm going to turn it over to the Queen Bee.
All right, and I'll close us out. We have one more door prize for tonight, and this is a surprise gift from Southern Serenity Spa. They are at 110 West North Commerce Street in Wills Point. And to claim the prize, you just take this, and I have my little signature on it with my little bee. Isn't that cute? And this goes to Cheryl Bradshaw. Are you still here, Cheryl? Cheryl Bradshaw. Going once. Okay. All right, gone. Move it on. Steve Reisner. Steve Reisner. Okay.
Never mind.
All right, we're going to move it on then.
That's how we roll.
Yeah, we roll because we're out of time. David Kitzmiller.
All right, we have a winner. Come on up.
Oh, he's gonna love this. It's a day spa.
I know. He could probably swap this out.
His
with
wife may end up with that.
No.
It sounds.
She's gonna enjoy it.
Of course it is. She is.
It's negotiable.
That could be like a gift. You just kind of tuck that away, and then birthday comes up, boom, got it right there.
Whenever you get in trouble.
Or that, yeah.
No, they don't understand how it works. Should have been married a long. Very long. She gets the spa and the Arctic cooler.
That's true.
Right? Okay, turn around and
Run
let's.
this way. Smile and say the bee.
The bee.
That's what.
All right. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, David.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, we got another one. One more to give away.
We did. That's a surprise. We're gonna give away what? The cooler? The other one?
The other one. This one right here.
I thought we were gonna save it for next week, but okay. All right.
We'll have more next
All righty.
week.
That's right.
Another day spa. Rhonda Thompson.
Rhonda Thompson.
Yay!
There she is.
Right.
You are the next one.
Come on down.
He makes you a winner.
Day spa,
Come over
baby.
here. I
That
didn't.
Canton Eagles
Right over there. Get our
Yes,
picture.
repping Canton Eagles. Love it.
So this is a surprise gift that your granddaughter will absolutely love.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm all through here. I think it's time to.
Sign that. Once she signs that, then you'll have that.
It's time to go home. We've all had our dinners tonight.
Well,
it looks like.
let's review what we have coming up Friday night. We have Grand Saline back in action at home in their district opener against Winona. We have Wills Point at home against Paris North Lamar. We have Fruitvale at home against Willow Bend. We have the Van Vandals making that long road trip to Center.
That's it.
And then we have the Canton Eagles celebrating homecoming Friday night against Ferris. Once again, give us your broadcast time.
Okay, big night at Norris Bogle Stadium. Homecoming festivities will start sometime prior to 7 o'clock, likely. The pregame will come on right after that, a little after 7 o'clock, kickoff 7:30.
All right.
And remember, the homecoming parade tomorrow night, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
But if they're listening to the 5 o'clock replay,
They'll
you're
know
there
that.
now.
That's right.
So
Thanks, mind-blowing.
Yes. That's right. You get to double dose here. You get to listen to us and be at the parade at the same time.
Same time.
What better way to spend a Wednesday?
Same beehive time.
That's right.
Same
Beehive Channel. That's right. Any other business?
Not that I know of.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to everyone out here at Q and Brew. We appreciate everything you do for us each week. And now for Engineer Ken, the counselor, Joel Elliott, T.A. Health, and the Buzz Brothers, the mayor and Queen Bee, Lou Ann Everett. I'm David Barber. Thank you very much for joining us, and we always like to say you have been listening to Hump Day Huddle on the Bee.
On the bee.
On the Bee.